Greetings, everybody. I want to welcome you to another segment of Recovery TV with Carrie and Josh. Obviously, Carrie is not here with me today, and so you're just stuck with me today. But I hope to keep this short and sweet for you so that you can take this information and then get back to all the festivities that this holiday brings and gearing up for the new year. And so on that note, this segment is going to be about New Year's resolutions. Those are the three words that we really hate to hear as the new year approaches, or for many of us do. So the new year brings about a lot of different feelings, and as it closes out, we're typically in that mode of celebration, taking a break from life. A lot of you are on vacation or have taken some time off, and we're gearing up for the ball dropping and the countdown and the new year arriving. But the new year also brings about some harder emotions like dread, fear, maybe even a little sadness, because the new year reminds us that another year is gone. We're 1 year older, and there's still a lot to do and a lot to accomplish. And if you're barely keeping your head above water, that can often be overwhelming. And so when people start asking you, what's your New Year's resolution? What's your New Year's resolution? And year after year, you've experienced your New Year's resolutions falling through the crack, failing, maybe not even getting them started. Many people just give up on them. And I really want to challenge you this year, especially if you are feeling that urge to not set goals or New Year's resolutions. I really want to challenge you to reignite that spark because New Year's resolutions are just goals, life goals and dreams. And to give up on them is like saying I'm going to give up on my dreams, or to put them on hold is I'm going to put my life and my goals of life on hold. And so we just stop doing that. And so what this segment is about is I want to share with you just 5 simple tips to help you maybe take a different approach will help you experience success with your New Year's resolution. So I want to try to keep this short and sweet, and I hope that they will serve you well for this year. So the first one is you want to have a theme. So we're going to start broad here. Have a theme for the year. You don't have to be all things, everything to people. You don't have to accomplish all things or do it all at once. Pick a theme. It might be your friendship might be your theme, or nutrition might be your theme. So you can start a little broad, but don't go too broad where you're just saying like health. Health is my theme. You know, get a little bit more specific that, but choose a theme for the year, or 2 themes is fine, and then you can set your goals around that. This doesn't mean that you have to give up on all your other responsibilities in life, but it helps set the tone for where you're going this year, what you want to accomplish this year, and where you want to invest emotionally, mentally, and maybe even financially a little bit. Secondly, you want to make your goals tangible and achievable. So what I mean by that is, so many times when we set our New Year's resolution goals, they're too ambiguous. People will set a goal like, I want to lose 50 pounds. Okay, that's great. You know, losing weight, getting in shape, those are often where people's minds are when they're thinking of New Year's resolutions. But it's too ambiguous, and I think in some ways it's a little shallow. Your New Year's resolution goals should reflect what it means for you to feel good. I want to feel good. So when you're setting your goal, let it reflect that. So you might say, like, I want to go to the gym 3 times a week. I want to go an average of 3 times a week or 4 times a week. And I want to start eating more organic foods. And you might be specific with what types of foods you want to eat, or a specific diet that you want to start. And you set goals or set objectives behind that, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But when you make them more achievable and they're more specific to what you're trying to accomplish, then certain things like losing weight or other types of goals or ambiguous goals like that become fortunate byproducts. Maybe that'll happen, maybe it won't so much, but that's not the goal. Feeling good is what you're after. So these are goals reflect what it means to feel good, and also should fit within the theme that you have chosen. So make them tangible and achievable. And so as part of that, you heard me say objectives. So you also want to have objectives and deadlines. So when you write your goal out and you say, this is what I want to accomplish. I want to go to the gym more often, and you put how many days on average you'd like, so making it as tangible as possible. How are you going to accomplish that? And that's what your objectives are for. And those can be progressive. You can start small. So in the first 6 weeks, I want to do this. In the next 6 weeks, I want to do this. And you add those deadlines to that. And that helps hold you accountable to the objective and to the goal. Which brings us to the fourth one, which is you need to create and recruit an accountability team. So the objectives themselves and the deadlines is one way to help hold you accountable, but it's really hard to accomplish these types of goals all by ourselves and alone. And so having people that are part of your accountability team and recruiting them as part of that, as part of your effort to achieve these goals is really important. But as part of that too, you need to be very selective of who you choose and why you're choosing them. So things you might consider is, has this person earned the right to be a part of my team? And secondly, what characteristics do they have or do they possess that would be helpful for me to have them as part of my team so I can achieve these goals? And thirdly is, how would you like to utilize them as part of your accountability team? Then you convey that message to them and see if they're up for the task. And so they will have a specific role that they play in your New Year's resolution journey here. So accountability and having a team is crucial. You don't want to do this alone. You don't want to do it in secret or in silence. The fifth tip is write it down. If you go to our website, which is www.familysolutionsok.com, pause this video if you need to write that down or take a screenshot of the web page, but go to that web page. And then if you find the blog that was written for this segment, which is 5 tips for success in or for New Year's resolution success. And then as you read through that blog, you'll see a link for a PDF file that I've added of a worksheet. That's a free worksheet for you to have to write this stuff down. I'll have all these components on there. Write it down. You got to get it out of your head. If it stays in your head, that becomes your backup plan for failure. If I fail, well, I didn't write it down, so it really didn't exist anyway. So writing it down eliminates some of that ambiguity. It makes it more real. It adds to your accountability. You see it in black and white, and you're kind of saying to yourself, well, I guess I'm going to do this thing. And off you go. So those are your 5 tips. So again, let me just go through them real quickly. Have a theme for your New Year's resolutions this year. Secondly, make your goals tangible and achievable. Thirdly, create objectives and deadlines for your goals. Fourth, recruit your accountability team. And fifth, write it down. Let me give you one final bonus tip through all this. You need to make room for failure. Rigidity is going to be one of your worst enemies in this. You are not required to do this perfectly, nor will you do this perfectly. Failure helps us. It teaches us. We call it in therapy, we call them setbacks. We have a setback, and that setback is a way of life saying, slow down a minute, take a step back, get your bearings, see where you're at, reassess, move forward. So setbacks are a very functional part of our existence, but most people see them when it happens as a big failure and it's just starting all over and everything I've accomplished at this point was all for naught. But that's not the case. Setbacks help us achieve. So what I would encourage you to do is take a look at your goals, your theme, your goals, your objectives. Think about yourself and your shortcomings and your imperfections and how a setback might look when it comes to these goals. Write it down. Then you can write down how you want to respond to a setback when it happens. And if you get that already pre-planned in your head, you're more likely to stick with it. And when you experience that failure, that setback, instead of feeling just so down and defeated and you're just like, forget, this is New Year's resolutions and everything Josh said, it was no good. You know, you're more likely to pull yourself up and get back to it. Also, make sure you share that plan with your accountability team, so they can help you along that journey. I hope all this was beneficial to you. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to get more notifications when new videos come up. So I wish you the very best new year, and make this year the year that you start New Year's resolutions again if you've let them slide. Thank you.